Good day to you one and all. It is I, Professor Justin Hawkins, and this is Justin Hawkins Rides Again. You know that question that sometimes people ask themselves, am I the arsehole? I'm going to find a few music-related am I the arsehole conundrums, and perhaps you and I can determine and identify the arsehole in each of these scenarios. Use the comments section, of course, to discuss these varying levels of arseholery, or not, as the case may be, and we'll get to the bottom of these difficult to negotiate sort of I mean, I'm not sure if a lot of it's arseholery. A lot of it's just sort of not understanding the etiquette of being a fucking human being. I'm just kidding. We're having some fun, aren't we? Speaking of etiquette and being a fucking human being, if you ever see anything in the comments relating to any sort of competition or asking you for money or whatever, ignore it. The only communications you'll get from me come from my mouth and my face. They'll be doubled down on in the descriptions, but I won't be using the comments to try and coerce you to give me your money, make it my money. I would never do that to you. I just wouldn't do it. You know why? Because I love you. Justin Hawkins rides again. Those people that are telling you there's a competition in my comments, those are the arseholes. Again. So the first one. Am I the arsehole for telling my younger half-brother that he's delusional for wanting to drop out and join a rock band? For context, my brother has spent his entire life borderline worshipping old-school rock bands like the Beatles, Queen, the Stones and Led Zeppelin, and people like Elvis and David Bowie, which is kind of weird for a kid his age. But whatever, who am I to judge? Now he wants to drop out of high school and try to start a band with his friends. I'll tell you, the kid is a damn good guitar player, but wanting to drop out of school for something like this is borderline stupid. Not to mention that rock bands rarely make it big nowadays. His dad seems to support his decision. I told him everything I mentioned in this post, and he's still insisting on it, and has been ignoring me for 2 days since I told him how I felt. I'm just trying to be realistic here. Okay, so I think when somebody comes to you with a life plan that's based on following, or it's basically it's dream chasing. And I think if you tell somebody they're delusional rather for wanting to follow their dream, that's I think that would be considered arseholery. Most people tell you, like, if they care about you, they say, well, try to make sure you've got something to fall back on. But that isn't how dream chasing works, you know. When you get opportunities, and I think the same thing happened to me, actually. I dropped out of college to go and be a musician, and I don't think there was ever any kind of conversation to be had, really. I didn't have an older brother that was telling me what to do, really, but my brother just left school, went to London to try and be a musician. That's what you do if you're really chasing it. And yeah, it took another 10 years after that before we got any sort of traction in the music trade, but it was only because we made that decision to put it first, you know. We put music first. I think that's how it works, really, especially in the creative arts. You know, if you dedicate your life to something, then first of all, it's rewarding. It doesn't matter if you're sleeping on people's floors and not able to pay your rent, or, you know, okay, perhaps that isn't the most ideal scenario, but if you're young and you don't have, you know, children of your own and things like that to worry about, then you should dedicate everything you have to chasing your dream, because you only get one opportunity, one per lifetime. Let's say, regardless of how many lifetimes we may or may not get to enjoy, this is the only one that you're going to be, you know, conscious of, really. So if you're going to spend it having safety nets and living within comfort zones and, you know, not trying to achieve things that seem impossible, that's fine. You can do that. But you don't have a right to tell other people to not do that, do you? In my view, you're the arsehole for telling him he's delusional. But at the same time, if not, it won't make any difference to him, because if he is either delusional or just committed or ambitious, he's just going to do it. And then you, having been the arsehole, will have damaged the relationship to him. So I think if somebody tells you they're thinking of changing their life to chase their dream, the only response the only way you can react to that is just say, Nice one. I applaud it. Good luck to you. I hope you achieve everything that you want to, and if you don't, I hope you enjoy yourself trying. Here are some responses from other people. So Kufat thinks not the arsehole. He wants to start a band? Great, he should. Wants to drop out? Terrible, life-ruining idea. Part of being a responsible older sibling is letting the younger ones know when they're about to make a mistake, and this would be a huge mistake. I think that's generalizing the roles of siblings. You know, just because you're the oldest one doesn't mean you have to be the trailblazer. You know, I think that's it's actually the parents' job, isn't it? Mr. Ham Man 80 says nothing wrong with giving someone advice about the potential pitfalls with that kind of life, or ways to mitigate it if it doesn't work out. That might actually be helpful. But what was your actual advice? How did you deliver it? If you just said, you're delusional, then yeah, you're the arsehole. That's a good piece of analysis there, I think. Chortley says, tell him there's no reason to drop out until they hit it big and need to tour or something. Why on earth would he drop out just to start the band? And laughing my fucking arse off, not the arsehole. Madame Homebody says, not you're the arsehole. If his dad is okay with it and then he has a backup if he fails. Your whole post is about what you think of his dream. It's enough that you express concern about the consequences. There's a difference between trying things when you're starting out and having to rethink them, and quitting your job when you're 50 and have a family to support. When you're young, it's a much better time to take a shot at your dreams. Worst case, if he doesn't make enough to support himself, he has to study for his GED and go to college later. Plus, he's been in a rock band, which was his dream. Honestly, if it's you know, sometimes you'll get a little opportunity to chase your dream. You might be obliged to do some traveling in order to chase the dream. I mean, you might physically have to geographically reposition yourself in order to be in closer proximity to the dream, or the momentum of the dream is going to take you away from what stuff that's comfortable. And at that point, you have to ask yourself, what is the most important, the dream or the reality of your existence? You know, I do think that there's a lot to be said for putting your music career first and really, really going for it. Because if you're doing it after you've got, say for example, just off the top of my head, say you're a teacher and you have an opportunity to be a rock star, but you have to go to, I don't know, go and stay with a producer in the south of France somewhere, and it sort of overlaps with term time. So you say, well, actually, do you mind if we do that at the end of term when I'm not obliged to be a teacher? I'm only thinking of teacher because I'm wearing this jacket. And then the producer will say, well, no, because I've got Dumpy's Rusty Nuts coming in that week. We're going to work on their new single, Oi, 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 it's my turn in the studio now, off your fuck, or whatever their song is. And then you've missed your opportunity because you put your safety net first. The safety net has to be the second thing, you know? You don't put your seatbelt on and then get into the sports car. Is that an expression that anyone's ever said before? You don't, wait, no. Wait. You can't. Yeah, you don't go for a photo shoot for a music magazine with your crash helmet on. You know what I mean? Because no, it doesn't make any sense. You don't. You know what I'm saying anyway. The safety net is something that you need to. Other people tell you need a safety net, and you know, just let your wit and work ethic be your safety net. Go and work on a building site if you have to. That's what I did. And don't worry about it. Just follow your dreams. That's what they're there for, isn't it? Dreams are for following. Time is for wasting. Stop fucking about. Stop fucking about doing menial tasks that give you absolutely no joy whatsoever. That's the worst advice of all. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know who the arsehole is here. What do you think, guys? Use the comment section to discuss it. Who is the arsehole? Is it me? No. Is it the person that I was narrating as earlier? Is it I? Probably. I've been the arsehole before, I know that much. Yeah, let me know what you think. Justin Hawkins rides again. Again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and watch one of these 2 videos. Nice one.